Okay, Assalamualaikum semua, everyone. Right now I'm sharing my screen so that everybody can have the same view. So let's say if you have something that, for example, I'm too fast, or maybe my voice something like, because Skype, right? Sometimes they just drop in some of the voice. So probably you can ask me to repeat it back lah. So I'm expecting a lot of people actually, but some of them need to go to some other meetings. That's why I'm recording a video. Actually, I'm going to share you how many people registered at least, so that later on, yep. So we have a lot of people from the UMS. I know Dr. Muzaffar, of course, CSM, UITM, UKM, UniKL, UITM Shah Alam, UMP, Prestarian. I did a lot of training for them for the blockchain. So this is one of the place lah. I'm dekat Kuching, in Kuching. Also, it is Science Islam, and then Sargate also come to the training last year, organized by University of UITM, UTM of course. Aku okay, Dr. Reza tadi. So another people that UMS, UPMS, I think a lot of people from the technology, and also from especially on the universities lah, because IPTM is the purpose of IPTM is to have one blockchain collaboration between IPT, not just IPTA, but every IPTs lah. So there's some people that are joining, supposed to be 38 people. So later on, I'm going to share whatever update on this training, including material to them lah, through email lah. I don't want to spam the Skype lah, spam the your WhatsApp lah. Okay, at the beginning, I'm going to share a bit what is Node.js, why I'm stressing and look at Node.js as one of the tutorial need to be online for today's lah. So, okay, Node.js, why Node.js? Actually, why blockchain look at Node.js? If you go to if you involve a little bit on the development on the blockchain, especially on the Ethereum, of course, on everything, whatever platform writing in the implementation of the blockchain Ethereum using Node.js, no other language, especially on client server side lah. Also Java also, still JavaScript. JS is JavaScript. Node.js focus on the client server communication lah. It's the most efficient one lah. JavaScript is not very efficient for the client server because the scripting focus on web based. Node.js is something like you can have a scripting and running something like program lah. Just not required to have Apache server to run in your computer lah. So that by Node.js you can immediately hosting your web without having Apache and whatever SQL. So that why Node.js I want to share with you guys today is not about entire Node.js. Node.js is a lot. There is a lot of material in Node.js in over internet, tutorial and everything. But why Node.js? Because all the DLT technologies out there, Hyperledgers, and if you go to IOTA Tangle, IOTA also Tangle 5 days training, and a lot of training out there. Development team that working on the DLT distributed ledger technology using Node.js. Node.js as a scripting tool to develop the blockchain. So that means you cannot run away from Node.js if you really want to go depth, especially on development of the blockchain or Hyperledgers or IOTA Tangle or whatever DLT technology out there. So that's why I'm stressing Node.js today. I'm going to show you guys how to write some simple code lah to start with Node.js. JS, especially for people who don't have any background on the scripting language. It's not a programming language, it's a scripting language. So normally Node.js is something like you write script and execute immediately. There is no compile, such a compile lah. But there's an interpreter to understand whatever scripting language lah. So that's Node.js. For the beginnings, I don't want to go to whatever things. You can go to wiki. the way I'm sharing right today is something like a programmer sharing. It's not something like having a slide and everything. It's just a programmer sharing so that you have an overview on how to start on Node.js. So at the beginning, normally you need to open the terminal. Okay, I open the terminal here. So and then you just make sure that you have one folder. I go to drive D because I prepared some material there. You need to make some directories lah. Okay, I have a lot of directory here. So I just go to my directories, my training lah, this one. I'm going to share this file later on. Don't worry about that. CD to Node.js lah. So for those that do not have anything, you can go to the, for example, drive D, and you can, for example, in the folder C training or another folder, you just make mkdir Node.js, for example, and then, already have, huh? So you can start creating one folder. At least you need to have one folder named Node.js lah. I don't mind whatever directory, but at least do not put in desktop. Never put anything programming or running scripting on the desktop. Normally Windows does not allow you to execute lah, especially on Testnet network. So try to use another drive, D, and then you make one folder Node.js. Okay, when you have the folders right now, let's say you have Node.js folders, CD, you already create Node.js, and then you go to that Node.js folders. Right now, we want to check the version first before we do whatever thing we want to install and run the code. We need to know to make sure that our Windows open system have Node.js running as a part of the path of the program. Just type Node and then that's version. Okay, I give you guys opportunities to do this, to repeat whatever I'm doing right now for 20 seconds around that. You can ask me if you got problem. Let's say you already installed Node.js and then you got problem, you can ask me right now lah. After that, we need to also need to check the version of npm. This is something like installer lah. npm, it's a command line installer. npm that's the version. Okay, 6.14. Actually, when you install Node.js, it will come bundled with the npm lah. This version. 12.16.2 is the LTS version, long-term service support lah, by the Node.js lah. So that's mean when you install Node.js, you also get the npm. npm very important if you want to install package something like Linux lah. For example, you have yum in the Fedora, you have apt-get inside the Debian or Ubuntu lah. It's something like that lah. It's package manager. Okay, I hope that nobody got problem until now. And then right now, let's start with some basic tutorial for the Node.js. I'm going to follow for the training folder. I have prepared some of the tutorial, especially tutorial number 01. Okay, you can create a new file. For example, you want to have tutorial 0, new file, document, tutorial 0, for example, .js. Okay, not txt, but js. And then automatically become js lah. So that's how you can create a file lah. Okay, I just using the first file, tutorial number 01. It's an empty file actually. I just open using Notepad++ lah. You can use later on. I'm going to demo how to use. You can use Eclipse. You can use whatever IDE. There is a lot of IDE. For example, you go to the Google here. I just Google on the Node.js IDE. It's better to use IDE lah if you have a very long project. You see that a lot of IDE. So I'm using Eclipse. I think it's not very good one, not very fancy to use Eclipse, because I do a lot of Java programming using Eclipse or web Java, not Node.js. Java is very nice working fine. But when I use for the Node.js, because you have client server side, there's got a lot of problem to have input. So that's why probably you need to find another way. Visual Studio, of course, not an option for us. You may choose another one, probably WebStorm. And also, Node.js online also got a lot. Also have online. So you can have a version online. If you don't have a problem to install, I'm not sure is it a good one or not. But you need to try one, either one. I think this is not very good. Probably this one. Okay, you can also use online if you do not install Node.js. Yeah, this one is working. Let's say I try to execute this one. But I not recommended if you want to have a very long code, because sometimes it will crash your browsers. So this is working. So you can use this one. It's online. So this means it's everywhere. Node.js is not limited. It can be done everywhere. Okay. Let's go back to this one. This okay, tutorial 01. I'm using Notepad++ as editor. Very basic one. Okay. It's a very basic editor. You can download from internet. Notepad++. This one. So it's not very fancy at all if you want to do Node.js scripting, but we just want to have a simple one, so it's okay. So let's say we start with the Node.js. First thing is that you need to know data type, either a variable and declaration. It's a very basic one. And one more thing is that in Node.js, it's a scripting language. It's a sequential. This means whatever you write at the top, for example, console.log. Let's say you put number 1, and then after that you put console.log number 2. You see that you can see the syntax because you're using this just the editor. Okay, and then I save it. How to run this one? Let's say you go to the terminal, just put node. It's a scripting call, something like call when you run to call the scripting. So it's node, and then you just put the file name tutorial 01.js. So you have 1, 2. So this means this is sequential. They start from the top and bottom one, but Node.js is not actually sequential. When you do a lot of the I/O and client server, they work asynchronous. When we see right now, we are seeing something like synchronous. You have at the bottom, at the top, go to the bottom, 1, 2, 3. But later on, you're going to see a lot of the Node.js is asynchronous. This means you have one somehow. You will display number 2 first, and then after that number 1, because there's a lot of function that using asynchronous. This means in all traditional programming, you need to wait the first function complete and go to second one. That means it's very bad for the web-based programming, because if you do that, the program will hang out. You cannot serve more than one client at one time. Normally, web browser server side need to serve more than one client. That means you need to be running as asynchronous mode. You cannot run as a sequential mode, or we call it synchronous mode. So let's say we have this one. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's say if you want to use IDE, I have an Eclipse IDE for JavaScript. Okay, I download Node.js for JavaScript. Eclipse. This is Eclipse. So you can install Eclipse. You can use Eclipse as one of the IDEs to make to compile or run your code. So I just run one Eclipse. So you need to have one workspace. You create your own workspace. For example, we make workspace. Call it this JS. Okay, I just use this one. . Okay, whatever is this? So you have one IDE. So this we have a very blank one. How to start, right? So you can go to this project and just go new project, and then you just choose new project lah. And then you just make one project name, for example, tutorial. So done. And then after that, let's say we have some file here, right? You can also import into this project. So let's say I just link the file, I go to project, go to new, go to file, and then you go to advanced, link to file in the file system. It's just a link, it's not copy the file. Whatever things still inside here. So I browse it, go to drive D, what the file name, training. And then go to tutorial 01, open, we will link the file, finish. You can see proper ways lah. Some syntax because they have better IDE compared to the previous one lah. So I cannot zoom. Normally I can zoom, I think. Zoom, shift, control, scroll, cannot. Control plus. Yeah. To zoom it, press your keyboard Control plus. Tambah in keyboard lah. So you can have the zoom. So if you're using iClip IDE, it's much more better lah. You can have something like this. It's suitable for the client side. It's not suitable for server side. Of course, you cannot kill the process properly. If you're running server, you cannot kill the process server because it's running something like under another IDE. So very difficult lah. So but just for the exercise, for example, you just want to learn to display input output, it's very easy lah. So right now I'm going to use this IDE to make sure that you can see much more easier lah. For example, there's some code here. You can see the different colors right compared to this one lah. So it's better to use have some IDE to support you in development lah. You can also use online. They also have colors lah. So let's start with the actual tutorial. Variable, okay. In normally we have a three type of variables. You can have a var, it's a variable. You can have constant. You can also have last one is that let. So this is very three things you're going to see in inside the JS. Let's say we want to use var. Var, then you put variable name equal to, okay, how about double quote and single quote? I will explain later on. I have a one double quote. Let's say I put my name here, and then name 1, and then I put name 2, also using double quote. So and then just use console to display output. Actually, there's no difference between single quote, double quote. So no difference. Save. Okay, no different at all. Let's say I just put here is a Mohd. Yes. So you can have something like this. Oh, I did not save yet. That's probably the ID. You need to save it. So okay, very simple. Another thing is that you can make a combine. Something like the same way that you are doing in the Java or C++. Name 1 concatenate with name 2. Name 2. Okay, and I put some string here. You can use a double quote, single quote. I use a single. Normally people use single for Node.js. My name, and then so I believe that this is a common way to use string. Oh, not safe. Okay. Okay. So that's a way. Not that difficult. And another way is that the most popular one, the right one, properly you are doing, you're using something like this. It's a proper one. Let's say you have very strong string, long string, very long string. Can use this kind of method. Say you use this one. It's not that single quote. Actually, this key, I do not show what is the name, but it's at the bottom of escape. In your keyboard, Windows keyboard, you have another key at the bottom of escape key, something like this. So you can have this one as a string. So if you want to use this method, let's say you have my name is okay. So to assign the variable here, you can use $sign and then you put bracket here. You put your variable name. It's something like using printf, scanf within C. Okay, primary name, and then you put also another one is that name, and then you put some space here, and then you put another one. Name 2, and then you put some space here. So that's how. Sometimes let's say you have very long string, you want to change the variable inside the string. This is the best way lah, compared to the plus one. Plus one very difficult. Let's say you want to have one or two variable, is easy. But you have a long one, better to use this way. Okay. So you have this one. So you have mine. I'll not save it. Save it first. Don't forget. Okay. So this is a very long string. So the example how you can use string. And then there is a lot of function on string. You can have what I call if you have done previously Java, for example, split, string cat, or a lot of this, whatever thing you did on the Java, you can also do in the Node.js. So I don't want to go detail on whatever string because we want to go straight to the point what the thing is want to go on the later on how to use the Node.js for the blockchain. So I think that's it. To be on the screen, string, variable and string. Okay, on the string, you just have variable name, you can assign value. Another, how about constant? So constant, normally people used to have a fixed value. For example, you have constant pi 3.142. Okay, sometimes you in Node.js you can just without you press enter. Let's say you not put semicolon, it's okay. It's work because you only have one statement there. So you just put pi here. Save. See that? You do not put semicolon. If you put semicolon, it's much more proper lah. You can see the code. So the same thing. As long as you enter the new line, it's okay. So it doesn't mean you require to have a semicolon lah. Okay, that example, the constant you can exchange the value. For example, you declare pi, you want to put pi again, pi equal to 1, 2, 3. See? Of course, you cannot change it. Okay, error, because it's constant. So how about let? Normally let is a local variable people use in let lah. Let's say you have one function. Later on we're going to show the let. Let is a local variable inside a function lah. When you go out the function, people can access that variable. That's what people use let lah. Even here you can also use let. For example, I want to use let pi equal to 3.1.42. So same things. So no changes, because when you run here right now, when you run this code, actually you run sequential from the top to the bottom, the same, yeah, pi2, let's put pi2. Okay, normally you run from the top to the bottom, you can see that 1, 2, 3, and go from the top to the bottom, okay. But sometimes this is a very simple one. It's just a simple scripting because we don't have a function yet, so it will go from the top to the bottom lah. When you have some function that is synchronous, when you say you have one at the bottom here, you have one SQL function here. Normally SQL function will do something at the same time. You also do this one. That means the function will do simultaneously while you also displaying this thing. So if you are doing programming previously experience in a sequential programming, this totally mess up lah, your life lah, because you cannot have control your code. Somehow you're going to see that your code jumping around because it's asynchronous. It's not a sequential thing. So that's a challenge you're going to face really a lot if you want to do client server side in the Node.js. You're going to face that one lah. And when you have a lot of you have a lot of troubleshoot and you learn everything, you find it very beautiful lah, to be that way, because you can control everything. You know, normally people only have 2 hands. When you use asynchronous, probably you can have 10 hands at one time. So that's means you can handle many things at one time. That's a beautiful one. But for the beginning, yes, I believe that it's very difficult for you guys to adapt. But it's very important because blockchain using Node.js for whatever scripting tool, whatever web, whatever displaying in the internet using Node.js. This means our team, especially at IPTM, need to know this Node.js. So I think I done on the example of the string. Let's move on to the next exercise. The exercise is much more interesting because we're going to learn about it on function. So I need to import this one. New file. Okay, function. Before I go to the dissertation example, I want to display, show a little bit on the what is function. Function also they have 3 types. Can be used as a let. You can also have let. Can have constant. You also can have bar. So in other programming language, normally you don't have function. It can be a constant, and a function can be a variable. But in JavaScript, yes, you can do that. It means you can assign as a variable or constant. So let's try one example of the function. At the bottom here, I just comment it. Later I will show this one. Okay, let's say we have one function 1. Function display. Display. You have a bracket open. And then, like normal programming language, you can see that, yeah, something like this. So the same like other programming language. And then we will have a console. Dot. They have a log. They have a log this console. Error debug. Everything we're just using log because we want to display data. Log. Hello world. It's a string. So we need to put double quote here. World. Okay, hello world. So this function, when I execute it, it cannot be run lah. Yeah, of course it's there, but the code is not showing anything right down bottom here because this function need to be called. Okay, let's say if you really want to call the display, you need to put display at the bottom here. It's something like Python. If you are ready to do Python programming, yes, almost similar. If you do Solidity, also almost similar like Solidity. So you call display here, and then you can get hello world. So this is an example whereby you're running the code from the top to the bottom, but when you have a function keyword, it never execute the function. They always store in the memory the function information. Yeah, you store inside the memory, but it will not execute it until you call it. Yeah. So this means this function being called at the display we call, you can also put at the top function okay, because if you go to the if you read the information about how the JS being read, the scripting, normally we go read all first, read all. Even right now we have display at the top, function at the bottom. See that you can still call, because first thing the interpreter will read all from the bottom, from the top to bottom, and then when you see the function, they store inside the memory of the code. And then when you call display, automatically after that, after they read everything code and then they run back one more time, you see the function display, they will execute display because they already know the display, what is the function of display lah. So there's an example that using display. Another one is that we can have another one that say function display 2. This is type, different type. They have a function, for example, with variable name. It's a function. I put var here, display 2. You see that this function is a variable type. It's no longer something like this. So right now I'm going to run the function display 2 to differentiate. Display 2, save it, run. Okay, run. Okay, work. I just put hello 1, hello world 2. Working. Okay. Okay. How about I put display function call at the top of the variable, and then you're going to pay. That's the different thing between function and variable. If you want to call this variable function, you make sure that the variable be declared first before you call it. So until like this is not working. So that's why you need to make sure that when you declare a variable, you need to put your function call at the bottom of it, and then it will work. So like I mentioned before, if you can use let, constant, or var. Constant, this means some value inside the function can be changed. You can also put constant here. So almost the same thing. Okay, see that? So that's a little bit different if you want to use a function or as a variable function or constant type. So I hope that you can have differentiate between these two things. Okay. So right now we go to a little bit detail on the exercise. How about passing some value before we go to exercise? We want to do some passing value using either display or display 2. So let's say we put some here value. For example, we declare that display num1, and this function also put num1, and then this function will display, put just plus here, we just display num1, and also at the top one also display num1. So how to call it? The same thing like the previously, you just put some number here. For example, you just put number 5, and this one you put number 6. See that? Hello world. Okay, got number 2. Actually, I just put hello world so that you can differentiate. You can put value there. So you got hello world 5 here, hello world 6 here. So that's a little bit different. You can put two value, the same thing. num2, plus when you have a very long one, not very nice. You need to put there double quote here and put space there, and then you need to put again. This is not very nice one. That's why you need to use the I mentioned previously that the code that something like this lah. Okay, at the bottom of tab tu, the symbol is better when you have a very long string. So let's say we put num2 here. Num2. Okay. Okay, 5. See that? This means we need to put some space here. Let's see. How about return value? In Node.js, you can return more than one value. C++ cannot. You cannot have returns more than one value. Python, you can return more than one value. Python, Node.js, JavaScript, and then Java, I think cannot. I think I'm not sure. I really try it. I don't remember it. Another thing is that Solidity is smart content programming language for Ethereum also can return more than one value. For example, we want to return some value here. I just pick up number 2. This function number 2. So I just put return. You need to put a bracket here when you return more than one value. Num1 plus 1 comma num2 plus 1. You see that even written without semicolon also work. I just put semicolon. So when you call function display2, you need to return some value here equal to, you can put some variable here, list. So when you run console.run here, you display list. Actually, it's an array, return value type array. You display here list, this type of array. List. Oh, yeah, wait a minute. 0. Okay, we need to put 2 variable because it's an array. We need to put this one, this 2. Yep. This one, not this 0, it's not array. No, this is bracket, I think. Bracket. Sometimes I also mess up because I also use Solidity, they have a return value. Python also got return value. I don't remember what is the right one. Function not. That's it. This one. Bracket, I think. I hope it's working. Not working. Statement. What's the problem now? I believe it's the one that using this one. Supposed to be this one word. Not defined. This. Anyway, I'm not sure what is going on here, but I will share later on the code, the right one. I also remember what is the syntax, how to return it, because too many language I learn. So there's problem also when you have too many language. What is the right syntax? Normally in Solidity you just put bracket here, so you got it. I also don't remember this one. Normally I don't use this kind of these things. So normally Solidity is work this way. So, but right now it doesn't work. I know. Okay. Return this. This one is not defined. Oh. For this. Oh, I understand. This one. undefined, it's not a function. Display. Oh, okay. Oh, already a variable. Okay. It's not this one. That's why I got problem. Okay, just put this one. So just put this one because the variable already is not a function. That's why I got problem. Yep, this one. This right one. This one, this two. Also display with display. Oh, the name display here. Display one. Display one. I don't know. So we're going to going here. Let's see display. Display. What is called is the variable. Display. I think this is not sync or what. Oh, this one. Got problem. Undefined. Display one function. Return one, two. Well, I don't want to stop this one. So later on, I'm going to share this one after this. I will look at whatever the error here. Something like return value only. Just comment it. I don't want to waste our time because I want to go detail a bit on the whatever extra function here. Okay, right now I'll go a little bit on detail on the how to use alert. You want to use some timing inside the code. Okay, let's say you have this function. You got message alert, and also plus bomb is something like counting. Ada example that very interesting that you don't see on the other programming language. You have a counter T, you decreasing until 0. Okay, T until 0, you're going to alert it. You start countdown by 3. So I comment on top this one. Later we share with the right one code. I don't know what is the problem here. I don't want to waste time to look at the code. So let's say we have this function, quite very interesting function because sometimes you need to have a timer in your code. Let's say we run this code. Okay. Something very fast. Really fast. Now running using, sometimes you got problem. You want to have a timer inside the IDE, you got very delayed. And sometimes it's not really properly show. So it's better to use console in this case. So you have Node. When I do development using Eclipse, I got a lot of problem when we use timing and everything. Oh, 0.021. Okay, very fast. It's something not even 1, 2, 3 counter, just boom, explode. So it's not right way when you want to write a timer. So this means we need to have another function that you can make sure that using asynchronous. For example, we put countdown 3 here. We replace with countdown this one with another one. You just call this function, comment it, and we replace with another one. Let's say we're using asynchronous, whereby we can allow that some delay inside our code. So we can have function countdown. Let's open countdown alert, or accept the countdown. Countdown, we need to comment it here. Make sure it's work. Blast off. Off. Countdown. Blast off. Alert. Countdown. We already have this one. So we can run it. Something right before explode. So this is very important one when you want to have a counter to make sure that somebody send request to you. Let's say client send request, you need to wait first. Wait. You need to wait. You cannot just respond because sometimes you need to read a file and do a lot of things. So you need to have some method to delay. So this is an example that very common way that the more easiest way you can make a delay in your code to wait forever to serve the request from the client side. Sometimes you want to read a file, also you need to use this one to wait a bit before you execute multiple times, read the same thing. So you can use this one. For example, it's a function for the counter. Okay, I'm going to the next one, exercise. Oh, new file. Okay. Okay, this is a mapping you always see, because in JavaScript and also Node.js, people love to use very simple way to displaying things to make the code very efficient. And because scripting is not compiled, if you have very long variable, then everything is took a lot of memory to execute compared to the programming language that you have compiled. This is scripting language, that's why they make things seem very simpler. Here I want to share with you guys quite very interesting. You see a lot using mapping. So mapping is very interesting, that you can have one variable. Let's say you make something like function 2. So they try to reduce everything. Function 2 equal to A assigned to 1. This is the first statement, or we call it statement. The second statement that B assigned to 2. No. 1 assigned to A, something like this. You read lah. 2 assigned to B, and 3 assigned to C. This is called return or mapping. People call mapping, and some normally it's a return value. Normally, when you have this one, the return value will do A plus B plus C. So when you run this function, let's say I put this one first. You got 6. 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6. So this function quite very simple, very fast. And another thing is that you can have another one is at bottom here. You can use the same function. This is to have a default value. Right now we put 4, 5, 6. That means A equal to 4 equal to A, 5 equal to B, and 6 equal to C. So when you run this function code, you're going to get this one, 16. So in scripting, you can see, you may see a lot of nested function, something like this, mapping a lot. It's too much, I think. So normally people that don't have a background on this on the Emacs programming notation, very difficult, especially for something like us. We are doing a lot of programming sequential things the way, but when you see something like very nasty, so very difficult, a bit difficult. But it's okay for the first timer. Seem difficult. But when you try a couple of times, I think you do a lot of project related to the Node.js, I think it's okay lah. So it's about time. Bukannya tak boleh. Okay, I go to the second one. I don't want to go to very detail because I just want to have some overview on the Node.js. It's not the Node.js training, just overview, so that when you look at later on my code on the how to access blockchain, you can have some overview lah. If not, you cannot understand even what is the function, something like this. Very difficult to understand. Sometimes you're using LED, for example, LED also work here. So this is another one example that you're also using something like previously mapping. 1 equal assigned to A, 2 assigned to B, C. C very interesting. C is equal to A plus B and store inside C. And then you map to this value. At the end you return, it's a return, return A plus B plus C. So when you run this code, you get something like 6. It's a 6, 1 plus 2, and then 1 plus 2 again. You get total 6 here. And later on, you just replace it. Something that you can have something like overloaded function. You only have, for example, this one, you just put A equal to 4, B, actually 5 equal to B, C, you just A plus B, or you can also put the value here. For example, 6. You can also put value here without using this one expression. So that's how it's work lah. So you can have a lot of notation on Emacs. So it's a bit different lah than the way that we're doing security programming. So I don't want to go detail on this one. I think it's quite almost the same. Don't worry, I'm going to share with you guys later on the link to download this exercise tutorial. So you can also have a variable and also expression. There's a lot of expression here, mapping. A bit on object, I want to share with you everyone, object. Object is another way that you can represent the data. Okay, let's say you have a variable, is something like array, actually array of object. You put the something like structure, I think. You assign value 1 equal to this O and E1. You assign value 2 to this variable, and this number 3 to this variable. So we have 3 variable here. So when you access list 1, this 1, you're going to get something like the value of number 1. Oh, too many. I just skip this one. Too many. Nasty. Okay. Okay, you have 1. These 2 ways. You can use this method. You put here as something like array. You put 1. You can call this 1. You also put dot 2, or you can get 2 here. Also, you can put dot. Say I put dot 1. There's many ways to access the file, the result, the object. You also get 1. That's how it works. So another way is that you can also use looping to access data. For example, you using for loop. I can be any just a variable representing the return the value in list. This list, you will display every element of the object. You get 1, 2, 3. Actually, you go to 1, 2, 3. So that's our example that you can use object 2, 3. Right now, I'm going to this another one. Instead on server side, I have a lot of server, 3 at least, but I just probably will just go to number 1, I think. So that to show that probably I just go look at first. I just go to this one. Okay, I just go to number 1. 4, 5, 0, 1. For the server side, do not use this kind of thing. Do not use Eclipse. Okay, you cannot control C. You cannot close, except that you close the Eclipse. So that's very not nice way to do work. So let's say you have server, you need to use console. It's better to use console. Let's say we have this one, Node. Called the file is a tutorial. Server 01. So you see that this one, you are running as a web server right now. So what you need to do that, you go to the localhost port 80. See listed at port 80. Okay, I just copy this this string, this address. I just open my browser. Okay, open this browser. You see that? You can immediately have a client side accessing your data. That's the best part of the Node.js. When you want to have a browser thing and everything, access data, you can also use JSON file. You can convert JSON file into the web base if you want to have a link, something like database or table. So this example that way you can have can put your server side immediately. Just with this long of code, you can have a server side. You don't need to install Apache server. That's why people love to do very fast development or deployment whatever code using Node.js. So probably I can go to the second one. I think the quite example this one first. This is another way you can pass in data. So how about we try another one? Number 2. Okay. This one we allow us the client can send some data years 2070 and month to July, for example, through the HTTP request. That's why sometimes when you have a web open browser, right, you can see a lot of the link at the top of there. They're using this one. something like this. So let's try it, run it. Control C. That's why I need to kill the program. I need to have a console. I want to Control C. So we are running server number 2. Okay, start. So we open a browser. Okay, undefined. How about we put some data here? See that July. That's why sometimes when you see your browser, they have a lot of link on the top here. So they are sending data actually, whatever you get through get method, not post. So let's say we just change some value here. Server will read this value, 2020, and then we have that July. We have a Jan. We got COVID, like this. So you get this one. So this data actually we send to the server. Server will return back to the user as a web base. So this is the fast way that you can have client server respond data and send and receive. So that's why when a lot of people, the programmer out there using Node.js to deploy their blockchain solution a very fast way using web-based and everything. So because of the JS, JS have this kind of things. So last time I also have experience using Python. Very difficult to write Python to have web-based, something like this to have response. Worst one is if using C or C++. Never use this one to create something like this. Terrible because C and C++ is very bad in processing string. Java, okay. Python and also Node.js very nice language untuk processing string. You have a reget and everything. They also have built-in function modify, and a lot of the built-in function that can be used to modify the string, searching the string. Even searching is a long string with a double quote. That's why the most efficient way we want to do string manipulation is can use a Node.js or JavaScript or Python. So I think that's example on the I've done on the example on the server side. I don't want to go detail because there is a lot of resource out there covered on the Node.js. So you just Google whatever problem you found it. You just Google it. Always guarantee that you get the answers. So okay, for example, I just go to this website. You can go look at more detailed exercise. Okay. Okay, for example, the website. Okay, this website has explained about synchronous and asynchronous. I do not have time to give lecture. I believe you read is better. If you remember the exercise, you just do it. We have a little exercise here, how to use the function. You even to buy textbook. Okay, to learn the textbook. Okay, you can have even loop event. I'm not sure how to do event because it's a bit long to explain. It's not something like 10 minutes to explain. So you can go to this method because it's something like firing triggers. When you have somebody doing something, we trigger something. This is what we call event-driven programming. I see a lot. I did a lot in Java Android. Because Android is a event-driven programming. So you have a lot of events happen inside your app. You need to trigger and call and everything. So you will see that thing. So this here. This is a lot of the exercise. You can go, for example, I didn't show how to access the file system. So this is, they have a code on how to access the file system. So you can just go. Sometimes Google is faster if you got problem. So this is some link. So you can see here is a couple link that normally I use to refer, for especially on the to use whatever API. So before I stop, I continue to the blockchain things. Do you have any question? Please ask me now. No question, Okay. So it's very light, actually lightweight. It's not very heavy, tedious programming because we just want to have a view on the Node.js. Okay. Since nobody want to ask question yet, so we move on to the blockchain based. It's not very long code for a blockchain. I go here and then we have a very one simple one only. Simple, actually what explanation is a lot, the code is very short. Okay, open this one tutorial, add a new file again. Because this is client side, it's okay, you're running inside the IDE. See something like this, running bottom here. See that? Too ugly. That's why I dislike using this one, but to have a very good syntax, probably you need to use this IDE. So I suggest that do not use Eclipse lah. Java okay, but I think Node.js is bad, very bad. Okay, okay, right now I'm going to show how to use Web3. Web3 is a API for suggested by developed by Ethereum for accessing the blockchain API lah. So if you go, let's say we go to the website of Web3. Web3 they have a lot of version, but for the version that's supporting the Ethereum is quite old. We are using version 0 something. Version 1 is quite latest and it cannot work properly with the Ethereum API. Ethereum is just using 0.20 plus X something. dot X, we call dot X lah. Okay, this is dot X for the Ethereum. So you see that here. Wiki GitHub. JavaScript API. Let's go to it. So this is Web3 that, okay, just read it. Okay. This is common for Web3.js version 0.02.xx. If you're using 3.1, please refer to this documentation. Okay, you refer this one. Latest one, sorry, what is this? Okay, so actually when you want to do Web3, it's preferred to use 0.2.0.20.7, I think the latest one. I'm doing the latest one right now. Let's go to the source code. .7, yeah. It's the last version 0, not 1. So it's working properly lah, because most of the Ethereum API using this version. If you install version 1, it's very bad lah. A lot of code doesn't work lah. So let's try. Okay, to install to start with Web3, go to the terminal. You need to install. I just kill this server. Okay, you need to do npm. This is called npm install. Do not do this one lah. When you use this command, for example, npm install Web3, we install the latest version. Normally it doesn't even work for us lah. So how to fix this problem is that in the source code I also mentioned here how to install it. You can use this command lah. It's a proper version that support the current Ethereum development project lah. So just using this one. Okay, you are selecting version of the 0.20.7 lah. So when you run this command, you will download a lot of stuff inside the folder of Node.js lah. So we download everything, and then when you open your folder training, you can see that Node module. Whatever you npm, you install using npm command line tool, all the module we store inside Node module, all will be junk here. We put it to here. You see that Web3 here. Inside Web3 also require another module, Bitnam, so they will install everything. Sometimes it took a lot of time lah. And in Web3 they have a lot of API, so you can go to the link. So they have some API here. So right now we are running. So yep, here. So to run our Web3 Ethereum smart contract or Ethereum blockchain, or probably you want to use for the IOTA Tangle or Hyperledger, some of Hyperledgers, you also need to use npm to download all package lah, the same thing. So that's mean Node.js lah being used. So right now, okay, I show this step. Okay, this is how you can import library. Yeah, you require Web3, you already install using npm, and you assign to a variable Web3. So they can assign this one. Okay, this is a HTTP link. It's a browser whereby I'm running a blockchain node inside my servers lah. Okay, my server on site on the cloud lah. So you can ping this address actually. You can get the actual address lah. Some address here. 137 Okay, for the project IPTM actually, I have developed a trial version actually, a code for the implementing boot node lah. I think I'm going to explain after this, after the end lah. So whatever JavaScript, I'm going to share the source code with you guys, latest one inside the GitHub lah. So don't worry, you can look at the exercise and do some, not exercise actually, the code for the project for the boot node. So for here, so I protest this is the pod that running on the server. So I just comment this one. I'm not using this one. The command, this comment, no need. It's not being used. This is for use in the IPI version 1 or 3 or 2 for the Web3. Right now we are using 0, so no need for this kind of things. Okay, I declare one function access blockchain. So I believe that everybody learned function. You have open bracket here, you have close bracket at the bottom here. So this is code. This is how you call the function, function call. If you do not put this one, they will never call the function. So we go to at the top here. You create a new HTTP request. This is client side. You'll be using a Web3 API. You're using whatever API Web3 HTTP provider. That means you're using HTTP provider. You connect to this link. Whereby this thing is this port and then I just put request here because sometimes I got problem to read. They have a very fast timeout, so I assign 20 seconds. 20 seconds is very slow timeout actually. So sometimes normally you can access servers lah. So and then very easy API. For example, Web3 is connected to check either you manage to connect to the web blockchain or not to this website lah. Posting there. Okay, I'm going to show you the guys the blockchain that running this node. I'm going to access to my server. This one. Okay. Dash. So cd single that means running only single serial node no, there's no other node So for today I'm using this one. So I just using screen because screen can help you to allow you to, even if let's say you have this terminal running, when you close the terminal you put X, the terminal still running at background using screen normally when you're using SSAs or remote accessing your server using command line, when you close the terminal you will close the program, so it's totally wrong. So to make sure that it can be done, can be accessed after even you close it, you can use the screen. Windows LS, I will going to this list all the screen that I have. It's something like background terminal running. So I'm going to resume some of the terminal. I hope it's the right one because I got a three terminal background there running. -R resume. Let's say I choose one something first. I press tab. After that, it can very fast to show all the name. Okay, the right one. This is the client that running minings. You see that is a blockchain node running, and you can go the one that here. So we want to access this node remotely using Web3 API. So that means no need to install a blockchain node inside your laptop or your desktop. You just remote to this one So I'm going to open the server for 1 week, and you can try by yourself after I share the source code. So let's try to go to the go to the code. Okay, so just comment some of this. So first thing is that we want to check the version of the API we are running. We also want to check the version of Node. Okay, so we run this command. Oh, not saving yet. Okay. So is it true or not? So can we run this command on the, okay, this is a version of get running. Go to terminal. See that? So this is the right version. You are remoting right now. This using Web3. Okay. How about we look at the sum of the things? Network. Okay. Network that we are running 496 for the IPTM. 496. Where we put the network? Okay, let's go to the this one. This one. And then exit. See, I just make sure that when my get is closed, we restart it back. So I have one script that command that to run automatically when the get client close, we restart after 10 seconds. We reboot back the get client. So that's my server never offline. So how about I just want to cat to display file. This is my command that being running for gets. So this is a script that I used to boot my get. So you see that network ID 496, right? This is the one running right now. Right now, when I do this, I kill the project. Actually, I kill the gets running. So you can see that you are running network ID 496. You opening port 303, RPC port. You see this is one. This is the port being used for our network to access RPC port 8545. This one. That's how outsider can access your node. But here, for actual one, never open your serial node, something like this. Okay, serial node will close everything except this port. If you want to deploy IPTM serial node later on, never open something like this. You kill yourself. Everybody can hack your system. You allow to use admin command and everything here, so the very dangerous one. And actual one, you only allow to port 30303 for the P2P peer to connect each other. That's the only one that we for the actual deployment, not something like this. This is often everything. Even for the serial node, we normally not just normally as a rule we never allow this kind of access. Okay, there is no access something like STP using Web3. No, not allowed at all. Very dangerous. People can use some command there and can read, extend or modify something using Web3. So that's why for the serial node, IPTM serial node, all the node never allow people to use Web3 access. They can be accessed only by admin inside terminal, inside the computer only. Okay, there is no open port for other things except that for the P2P 30303. This one only can be open. It also close. Almost think no idea, of course, put there. Okay, that's why normally the code the command line very short. So this kind of safety need to make sure that we are running a serial node. This is the example. It's okay. I just allow everything, not very secure one. So I'm going to run back my client so that I can access to the blockchain. Okay, now. Okay, right now, let's say you want to have a version network you've done. How about we look at block number and Coinbase? So we run this code. Okay, block number is the latest block lah. Coinbase, what is Coinbase? Coinbase is the address, the one node are running right now, the one doing mining or default account. Let's say you are running this node. I think this one, right? This one. Same address. Coinbase, see that? Coinbase. Coinbase is the address that doing mining is a default account that when you run mining, this address will get the reward. Normally for the IPTM using IPTM Testnet using not POW, we are using POA clicks. So all the miner will not get any reward at all. But for security reason, never let your account that running on the sealer node having some ethers. So this example at Coinbase and block numbers you can access through the Web3. And also we try to do some account. We want to display how many account inside the sealer node. That's why very quite dangerous. People can know the what is file inside the sealer nodes. So now I'm going to run this file. See that? This is how many account inside the node. So it's a bit exposed, right? So that's why sealer node should not have something like this. Okay, just should not allow the API for the Web3. Okay, I just go. Okay, another one is that after 2016, okay, you see that it's an unlock account. This is another function that allow you to unlock remotely, but the development team of the Ethereum has disabled or removed this code, this API certificate, whereby it does not allow people to remotely unlock the account. Wow, this is very nice. Anyone can remotely unlock your account, very dangerous one. They can even try to brute force the password. And here the password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For our tutorial, all the account is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so very secure at all. So after 2016, this command no longer accessible. It can duplicate, not just duplicate, it's a security flaw using this command. So this means when you do not have a function to unlock remotely whatever account, this means you cannot execute command, for example, that require ethers. So that means using Web3, if you want to use a remote server like something like here, you need to unlock, for example, you want to do some transaction using this account, you need to unlock this account by command line here. Something like here, I just go to the example, to unlock account. Some command line to unlock account. Balance, transaction. Here one, unlock account, unlock account. Okay. So let's say you want to unlock account, you need to do go to source code here. So somebody you need to do on the server side, go to this address. Putting this one. This means that unlock account, this account numbers, password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for 16 seconds. So what I need to do is that I copy this code, run inside the server. Okay, unlock successful. Wait, unlock account. What happened? Fix one more time. Somehow okay. Okay. So I assume that I already unlocked. So then you can use whatever command for 16 seconds using Web3 here to whatever command that require to write transaction. If you do not unlock this account within 16 seconds, whatever transaction to write to the blockchain cannot be done, cannot be executed. If you want to read, it's okay. Write, cannot. So that's why it's the big problem if you want to use a remote blockchain node. it's better to have your own local running. For example, you're running inside your local computer, and then you can immediately unlock your account if you want to use whatever command that required to unlock account. Unlock account when you want to use, when you want to transfer the ethers, you want to submit smart contract, you want to write something to smart contract, you require to unlock account because you need to pay some ether to whatever transaction you want to do. So this means for unlock account, you must have a local running blockchain node. It's the best way. So the example whereby when you want to use Web3, you want to access the blockchain remotely, or better to have your locally. To read, okay, if you want to read just data, some data from the blockchain or smart contract, read without modify anything, you can use Web3. It's work. So another thing is that inside the Web3, you can have some variable. You can use a SHA-3. You see example to hack. You can hack, convert to hexadecimal value. They have some API here. Okay, you can convert back to hexa because sometimes you want to send an integrity file or signature or what call it hash value, hash digest. So inside the API also support using SHA-3. Actually SHA-3 lah catch-up 256. It's not a catch-up. It's not SHA-3 in the NIST, but it's an original catch-up. So you can have a hashing algorithm. I don't know if I found this one. Okay, this is a short. For example, hashing, hashed data. Let's say you want to have a lot of data, you want to put integrity in blockchain, you can use this way. For example, this is an example. Okay, how to access how many ether you have inside the account, right? So first of all, I just run this command. The command that show account. So result, I convert it to. Okay. So this is how you can look at how many balance ether you have inside the blockchain. Okay, whatever you're using right now, command this one, you can access to the public blockchain Ethereum. It's not just for the IPTM. The same command can be used all these things to access the IPTM. Not to access the Ethereum public network ataupun Ethereum Classic. At the same thing that you can use to call it to account, the same account also you can use. For example, you use for the IPTM the same account. For example, you have this account. This account also can be used inside the Ethereum Classic. This same account also can be used inside the Ethereum public Ethereum or the standard Ethereum. So you can use the same account. So here the example that we want to look at the balance, how many ether to this account. When you look at this one, actually they got almost 9 million, 9,000, 9 million minus 1 lah, 10 million minus 1 lah kira. Okay, it's a amount of ether inside this account. How about we look into another account? Okay, we run this account. Okay. Got 1 ether. This is the way. Way is the smallest number. You get result here. When you run it, you get result. This result actually in way. Way is the smallest number of the unit in the Ethereum for the ethers lah. So I got 1 lah. So that's how you can have access to the account. Okay, I think it's almost 11:30. That's why I believe that, okay, this is another code that you can use for the later version of Web3, version 1.8 above. You're using function call because this is a code running using asynchronous. This running is all synchronous, one line by line synchronous. Okay, this is very nice, but this code is asynchronous. When you run this code, when you assign to balance, you get 0 result. You need to use another way to make sure that the code running is synchronous. You need to put, for example, you run this function. After you run this function complete, you run this function. This function will display the result. You cannot use something like this. Let's say you use this call. Say you run this function, for example, this way. You put into var result web, and then you put console result. Okay, you do something like this, you always get result 0. Because when you run this command, because it's asynchronous, you execute this command, immediately go to this command. It doesn't even wait to get a result. Your console result always get 0 or undefined. That's problem when you use asynchronous. That's why you need to use this kind of code to make sure that it works sequentially. When you have complete this call function, you get the result of the function whatever result this you put into the result, you display the result in console. That's how it works. That's the bit on the version letters. So much more difficult to implement. So this example that's why I just keep it on your latest version. I just using the old one because the standard one that being suggested by the Ethereum in the website still using version this one 0.20.7. So working fine. So this example whereby you can use Web3 API inside Node.js. I think that's all for today. I have also smart contract. I believe that I need to have another session to use smart contract access. We just done to access the blockchain, not accessing the smart contract. I think smart contract is much more difficult because I go to the website. Yeah, let's say you have this smart contract. This I already prepared the smart contract. You can go to the GitHub. This one GitHub. Go to the GitHub iExploTech GitHub link. I already share the source code for Node server and Node client, the one that being used to automatically get appears for the chain also here is also being put. I put here, but it's not a letter version yet. I still debugging some error. There is some error on the Node server because it cannot properly sync the client. So far, it still works. So the smart contract that I'm going to show after this is the one that here you can download it. Actually, it's a simple sample smart contract for IPTM Testnet. Actually, it's a smart contract lah. For you can download here. Okay, this is the purpose of that. You want to have a simple or sample blockchain-based certificate verification system lah. So I just compile version Authority 5.12. So this is my contract. Later on, I think I'm going to modify it a bit. I need to have another session for the smart contract only lah. So that's to explain how to porting and to load and everything. Too many steps. I believe that we're going to lose along the way lah. If you really want to go continuously, because there's too many. Not about the smart contract too long. Actually, to convert things into the console and run the thing in the console. And because we have also a problem on the Web3 that cannot write smart contract remotely. That means you need to have install your blockchain node locally so that you can post your smart contract this code inside locally node, and then very too many steps lah. Okay, normally I give training last time to set up blockchain node also almost half day. I believe that some of you already experienced that, attend my training. So that's too much configuration. I believe that probably I need to have some just offline video I'm going to share with you guys probably to set up on that one lah. And then whoever register with the link with the Google this one Google form. Okay, I can update. I will update you guys whatever new on this related these things not other things on the smart contract access also probably I have a video. I will share the link later on or the code I will share whoever registered I believe that people registered are very interested to move on these things So before I end, okay, you can run this code on using Solidity. I have Solidity here. I'm using Remix IDE. You can run this code with Remix IDE. This one, Remix IDE. So you can paste the source code here. It's a JPL3, so you can modify. You need to mention whoever owner of the thing. You can modify. You can add your name. Recommended lah. So this example, you can have very simple smart contract that allow you to have verification cert. Actually, you can have this for example, you want to have a cert on the something like escrow lah. Okay, you have something electronic verified. Actually, UITM got website for the verification, so I just use UITM output. Let's say I put my name inside the website. I believe that is something here. Let's go here. UITM verify rabbits. So you can put here. So you have student ID, IC number, or name. You can put this parameter. This is result. Name, program, semester graduate and convocation. So I just use this as template for the certificate. The result here is that name, program, result, graduate and convocation. Only registrar can put data, not student. You have some parameter modifier here. I think, for example, you have owner, the one that submitted smart contract. IPTM verifier can be me or team of secretariat that verify this smart contract. It's not malicious lah. Do what the thing is supposed to do. And CSM normally do this kind of verification. And also registrar is the one that from universities they get some permission to write your information on your cert. So some of the address here has been defined. You can modify it. So the example, okay, just example basic one-to-one. Normally, we are using linked list and also stack to store all data student inside the stack or linked list so that people can access, read, put in a name. For example, I go back to the website UITM. So you need to put a full name based on NRC. I just put my name. Agak embarrassing lah. To put my IC student ID. Okay, you got that. Something like this. So you can replace this one, interface with smart contract. So so far, only UITM got this one. I go to UPM, UTM, Uni10, no, none of them is very free to access the information except UITM. So I'm glad I'm graduate from UITM, also UPM for PhD. So there's, you can use this kind of, you can make interface using Node.js, whereby Node.js will, when a user requesting smart contract information about the certificate, let's say they give student ID or IC or name, Node.js will go to this website, UITM, grab the data from here, put the data inside here, and then get the result back return and put back inside smart contract. This means you can use Node.js as a client side to access this UITM website, sebagai crawler, something like that lah, to read the information and store inside your blockchain node. This means every time people use your smart contract, you will try to access the data here and store back inside the blockchain. So you can claim that you have your own app lah, the apps. Actually, you just stealing data from your ITM lah. Actually, it's a free data, so I don't bother. They don't bother. Don't bother about. Let's say you charge you charge for every preparation thing. Probably your ITM want to claim some money there. As long as it's free, I think it's okay lah. So the example whereby you can have you use Node.js client side to crawl something like this data from here and put inside smart contract. So there's a lot of knowledge there you can apply. So I think that's a bit on the Node.js using and smart contract lah. So you can download smart contract. I do not have enough time today to explain the smart contract. So I just share the source code. It's a GPL3. So it's just a very basic one, not very complicated one. So you can try it to set up your own whatever electronic verification system. Actually, I also mentioned in the IPTM group that we want to use this one to verify the COVID news lah. Some fake news or whatever thing that we can use blockchain. Almost the same thing with modification lah. So we can have a verifier here, and then you can implement it using the app lah. Actually, using mobile phone lah. So that's a long way to be a couple months if you want to do it. So I think I done on this one. So I open to everyone to ask question right now lah. Please ask question. If not, we stop lah. Oh, everybody sleep already. Everybody is it okay? Are you okay? So it's actually Dr. Muzaffar, right? Ni siapa ni? Cakap ni. Sekejap, saya bilang mana saya confuse cari mana orang ni sini. Okay, Skype. Okay. Okay, Prof Ramlan. Prof Ramlan. Okay, Prof Ramlan ada nasihat kepada yang adik-adik muda ni. Ramai-ramai kat sini, Prof. Hmm. Okay, thank you, Prof. Actually, yeah, actually we in the IPTM actually we start a bit lah because we have problem on the because to connect all the running node, sealer node we call it, the one that writing the block, writing the ledger. So right now we have problem. Last time we for example one node down, another node cannot connect and everything. So that's why we need to have both nodes. And we already have what we call the alpha version that being posted inside the website, inside the here. In this one, it's a boot node. This is boot node server and also boot node client. Actually, Ethereum also provide boot node automatically to discover node running inside the network. The problem is that they are using UDP protocol and they have very input function. And we using the Nodejs JS that I'm doing now, demo to you guys. I developed a simple boot node client server. That's why this client running on the node so that they can read whatever your node data and they share it to the boot node server. So boot node server, we have all information node connected in the blockchain. So for example, you can go to, I go to here, but I want to demo on the boot node. This link. Okay, this example whereby using this one, actually I implemented everything using Node.js. So this is Node ID. This is the one important one in Node ID with a public IP address. This ID will represent the ID of the node, and then whoever want to connect to this node, they need to have this information. The purpose of boot node to share this information on the public, on our networks, people on our network, so that they can access our node, other nodes. So that's how we can maintain the connection. Let's say we have timestamp right now. Fresh can have a timestamp node connected. So based on this information, all node inside the here will actively connected every minute. Previously we got problems, somebody down, node down, server down, they cannot connect and everything. Too many tedious work for the secretariat, tedious work for the one that take care of the node because you cannot maintain the list of the node. So right now, based on the boot node, everybody can have all connected one-to-one distributed. So we're going to solve this problem by I think by this week, and then we try to connect and to run using boot node. And if it work, our network IPTM will perfectly run. That means we can deploy our smart contract whatever for our projects. So I think that's all about to be on a boot node. I will share some tutorial for the sealer node for the one that in the group of this group this one. IPTM Sealer Node. All you can see some people here representing your universities lah. Yeah, UPM, UNIZA, Tekade, UTHM. These people that representing the university use USM. So representing as sealer node, the one that taking care of the node lah, CSM. So the people that taking care of the sealer node from the each organization lah. So I will give some tutorial to them lah, or some video or some manual so that they can apply boot node, so that all node connected. And everybody, whoever want to join the IPTM, I always welcome. I will try to assist to set up your nodes lah. You can use a Google Cloud free for 1 year, so you can run your node lah. So I think that's all about the sealer. I think I almost done at the end of the Punjung Rancangan actually, almost end. If you have any question like that, you can ask me. About the material, don't worry, probably I can post today or tomorrow. I will share with you guys link, whoever registered on the Google form. So I will update you guys. So don't worry about that. So any question? Rakan, ada apa persoalan? Tak ada dah. Semua kita tak ada siapa nak bagi komen ke apa ke? Okey, semua. Okey, okey lah. Macam tu saya ucapkan terima kasih kerana mendengar. Saya pun first time bagi training secara online. Jadi saya tak niat bagi training sebenarnya, saya nak share knowledge je. So normally saya bagi training, saya pergi ke tempat you all lah. So kalau ada apa nak invite saya dengan Prof Ramlan, anytime lah. Kita lepas tempoh berkurung ni, kita boleh keluar lah. Kita ramai-ramai berkeluar kot. Buat kerja lah. Okay, I think that's all. Terima kasih and Assalamualaikum. Disconnect.